Hello there, you tuned into Strum on the show today. We got Richard Moss, multi-instrumentalist, all the way from Blackburn. Hello, Richard.
Oh, great.
First
Thanks
time
for
in
having
Malaysia,
us.
mate?
Yeah. I've got some great Malaysian friends, but this is the first time I've been here. It's fantastic.
Okay, thank you very much for coming to KL, Richard. We're very, very happy to hear your music. Now, for those of you not in the know, Richard, well, he is a master of musical instruments. Now, this guy plays folk, ragtime, blues, contemporary fingerstyle. Richard, mate, I'll let you tell us all about the kind of music that you play. First of all, tell me about the amount of instruments that you actually command, mate.
Yeah, I play a bunch of different instruments. I started playing when I was a kid, and I started playing trombone, and I had piano lessons.
Yeah.
When I was a bit older, I got into guitar. I learned off my mum. She taught me a few Beatles songs, and then I was kind of off. I was in love with the guitar. But as time's gone on, I've picked up 5-string banjo, like bluegrass style, tenor banjo, mandolin, bouzouki. I've played bass guitar in bands. I don't know. If you give me a couple of hours, I could probably play another instrument as well if you want.
Okay, brilliant stuff. Well, Richard, mate, tell us a bit about the music that you do. I understand you're in several different projects.
Yeah. What's brought me to KL last year, recorded a CD with a great Malaysian guitar player, S01EP08, who I think's been on your show.
He has. Yeah.
That was a CD. It was based on his compositions, but there's a lot of improvisation, and we expanded on the arrangements. So it's mainly guitar and mandolin and guitar and bouzouki duets. As well as that, back at home, I'm out every weekend, every week. I play with a really good band doing traditional Irish music, Drop the Floor. We've just released a CD called Raise the Roof.
Fantastic stuff.
I'm out playing for like traditional dancing. So there's something called Cayley dancing, which is a bit like American Square dancing. So I'm in a band called Union Street doing that. I do a lot of solo gigs. I accompany a local singer-songwriter, Dave Metcalf, who's very much like in the Americana, Bob Dylan-y stuff. So yeah, I'm busy.
Look, you mentioned the guitar. That's one of many instruments that you play. But this is a show that we've had loads of acoustic guitarists on this show. It's called Strum. So I want to ask you, mate. The acoustic guitar. What was the first thing that attracted you to it? What made you want to pick it up and have a go?
There was one on top of my mum's wardrobe. That was the first thing. It was just availability. But I think I really embraced it. Sort of. In my early 20s, a lot of friends moved away. Guys that I used to jam in bands with, weren't around, and it's not fun to play electric guitar on your own.
Yeah.
As much as it is to play acoustic guitar on your own.
Yeah.
That's when I was getting into like some classical stuff, and then eventually sort of like a lot of contemporary fingerstyle and blues and ragtime, because it's a self-contained form. So you can do everything yourself. That was the main reason. And as well, portability. I was sick of carrying around amplifiers and pedals and leads.
Yeah,
I'm not interested in that. I do have a degree in music, but I spent 3 years mainly looking at composition, working a lot with electronic music. I came out of the end of my 3 years degree thinking, I'm not really interested in this stuff anymore.
Right.
I think sometimes... an arts degree is sometimes a way of finding what you actually do want to do. So I came out the other side, and I wanted to commit myself to playing acoustic guitar initially. After my degree, I learnt more than I did on my degree. I was practicing at least 4 hours a day, very often a lot more.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I've got a couple more questions. Now, I want to know about your musical heroes and inspirations, mate. So, Richard, what were the kind of artists that took you down this path of musicality?
I think initially I was obsessed with Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath.
Okay, yeah.
So,
well, they've got a lot of Celtic kind of vibes in their songs as well.
I tell you, one thing that got me into acoustic guitar was probably through Led Zeppelin. Initially, I was attracted by the heavy riffs and the solos and everything, and then I found myself listening more to the acoustic songs like Babe, I'm Leaving You, and Stairway to Heaven.
Okay, the staples, the classics.
Yeah. But then as I got more into acoustic guitar, probably the biggest influence, probably technique-wise, was Eric Roach, a fantastic Irish-American guitar player. That's coincidentally where I met Az. We were both studying when we were 23, so 2003. We were both studying like contemporary fingerstyle, and that was a huge influence on us. I think as well as his playing, it was a lot of his spirit as well. He was a true artist.
This show's all about kids as well, wanting to get the handle of the acoustic guitar. And for these kind of viewers, what's your advice to the ones that want to sort of learn and get as good as you?
Yeah, well, the first thing is practice. The second thing, I don't want to put music tutors out of work. I don't think it's essential to have a lesson every week, but you'll help yourself a lot by going to workshops and getting specific lessons. If you want to learn a technique or a specific song, find someone who's a master of that and ask them the question. But practice makes perfect. YouTube's a fantastic resource, and I think the most important thing as well, develop listening skills, because it's okay being a great soloist. I'm quite lucky that people ask me to play with them. Yeah. So I get great gigs. I get to come to Malaysia. I get to go to great festivals and stuff. Because I've got open ears. You've got to. Music should be a conversation. Should be a good conversation. And you wouldn't have a conversation that was one-sided. That's you've got to listen. You've got to respond. So practice and open ears and find a good tutor.
Okay, fantastic stuff. Well, Richard, for those who want to get in touch with you and know more about your music, where can we visit you on the internet, mate?
Yeah, I've got a Facebook page. It's Richard Moss Folk. So Facebook.com/Richard Moss Folk. There's a bunch of stuff on YouTube. There's a lot of videos of the collaborations I've done with Az. There's some great videos from Drop the Floor as well. So get on Google.
Brilliant stuff. Well, I look forward to getting Squirrels in Space on the show next time round. All right. So before we go, you're going to play us a tune. What are you going to play first, Richard?
I'm going to play an old Appalachian fiddle tune. It's called Liza Jane.
Fantastic stuff. So until next time, you've been watching Strum.